As we travel laps to our next destination, we find ourselves at Mark Twain National Forest and the Cobb Ridge Campground, which is our base for the next two adventures. The campground fee was $15 per night, and that included electricity, which was welcome in the summer Missouri heat. The campground had large, mostly level sites, and for this trip, we're joined by my son and his family in the Airstream. The Battle of Wilson's Creek, called Oak Hills by Southerners, was fought 10 miles southwest of Springfield, Missouri on August 10, 1861, in the first year of the Civil War. Named for the stream that crosses the area where the battle took place, it was a bitter struggle between Union and Southern forces for the control of Missouri. The 5-hour struggle involved more than 17,000 troops, leaving 2,539 men killed, wounded, or missing. The Visitor Center has a film, maps, exhibits, a library, and a bookstore. This is a typical officer's quarters that would be found on the battlefield. The park has a 4.9-mile automobile loop that takes you past major points of the battlefield. The Confederate camp's northern end was here at Gibson's Mill. Missouri State Guard General James S. Rains headquartered his 2,500-man division near the mill. Union General Nathaniel Lyon's dawn attack drove Rains' division down the creek. A half-mile trail leads to the Gibson's house and the mill sites and to where the Union Captain Joseph Plummer crossed Wilson's Creek. During the early morning of August 10, 1861, 3 of the Ray children, Livonia, John Wesley, and Olivia, were sent down with the horses to graze and water them at the creek. When the soldier told them to get back to the house because there was a battle about to start, they rushed back home. Roxana Ray and Aunt Rhoda quickly led all the children, both black and white, down into the cellar where they remained until the fighting ceased. As the battle raged, John Ray sat in a rocking chair on the front porch and watched as the Union and Confederate troops fought not only in his cornfield, but on the far mound now known as Bloody Hill. Confederates soon took over the house and began using it as a field hospital. By agreement, the surgeons were to treat any and all wounded, Confederate or Union. Once the yellow flag was raised on the outside, indicating a hospital location, firing toward the Ray house ceased. It is one of the reasons that the Ray home has survived the battle. Other homes in the valley were not so fortunate and were heavily damaged during the battle. As noontime approached and the firing ceased, the women and children emerged from the cellar to find wounded everywhere. Men were lying on the porch and in the yard, and every available space inside the house was used to accommodate the wounded and dying men. This stone structure, which served as the raised root cellar, is where they stored food and could draw cool water. From the wooded ridge to the northwest, the Pulaski, Arkansas Battery Cannon opened fire on Bloody Hill. They halted the Union advance and gave Confederate infantry time to form a line of battle and attack Lyon's forces. The battery fired on Lyon's men throughout the battle. Near here to the west, Missouri State Commander Major General Sterling Price set up headquarters near the William Edwards cabin amidst the 12,000-man Southern Army's camp. It was here that Price and General Benjamin McCulloch learned of the Union attack. On the ridge across Wilson's Creek, Colonel Franz Sigel's Union artillery heard Lyon's attack and opened fire on the 1,800 Southern cavalry camped in this field. Routed, Confederates fled to the woods to the north and west. Sigel halted a quarter of a mile and formed his 1,200 men into a line to battle to oppose Confederate cavalry gathering in the north end of the field. After 20-minute artillery bombardment, the Southerners withdrew and Sigel continued his advance. Sigel halted his advance on this hillside, forming a line of battle across the Wire Road. Here, Confederate troops that he mistook for Federal regiment attacked and defeated him. This costly error turned the battle's tide in favor of the Confederates. General Lyon's 4,200 men held this high ground against repeated attacks throughout the battle. As fighting peaked, battle smoke covered the entire south slope. This is where General Lyon became the first Union general killed during the Civil War. There is a short trail that goes by Totten's Battery and Lyon Marker, and a sinkhole where 30 Union soldiers were hastily buried. I do not see how war is to be avoided, yet I have no apprehensions about the final triumph of almighty truth, though at the cost of many unnecessary sacrifices. But let them come. I would rather see the country lighted up with flames of war than the great rights and hopes of the human race expire before the arrogance of secessionists. General Nathaniel Lyon.